Would you rather have your life be a musical or an action movie? Dude, that's a great question.
Probably an action movie.
That was a long thought.
Well, there are sometimes like when I go to like a production, like a musical, and this is more of like being, I'm like, oh, that would be fun to like be in it. So like maybe like life, that'd be fun to have like life like that, but I just don't think, I think I'd be more comfortable in an action movie.
Okay. Interesting. You like to get shot at? Is that what you're saying?
Well, okay.
Comfort doesn't seem like the right
I'm
word
not
for
very
that.
comfortable singing alone or dancing, which are like requirements for musicals.
Everyone else could be doing it. You could be like the annoying person that hates all of it.
Okay. I don't know. But action movie would be awesome, like in my life. Like car chases, like...
But like every day, if that's your whole life.
Okay,
every day.
I guess-
Wake up, gotta get in the chopper, shooting around, flying, jump out of it.
Yeah, but I don't think I
land
would
in
want to
a-
be singing and dancing the whole day. And they don't like... If I think of an action movie, like... That's only like a small part of their life that we see. They have probably a normal life, like go to
that's
spy
true.
school
That's
or
true.
training or whatever.
Okay, but musical numbers only pop up when like a big event happens. Like
Yeah.
everyday life, you
True.
like maybe have 1 or 2 numbers a week about everyday
Okay,
life.
wow, this is way more like in-depth
Not that
than
we're
I thought it would
nitpicking
be.
your choice.
I am. I honestly didn't expect it.
I didn't either. I 100% thought you were gonna say musical, but I don't know. I'm learning more and more about you every time.
It's like 49, 51%, like either. It was very close.
Wow.
Maybe a different day I would see musical, but I'm gonna go with action movie.
Okay, that's fair.
What would you say?
Honestly, dude, I really don't know. I think I'm 50-50 on it.
It's a
I probably... Could I have a musical action movie?
That's not the question.
Then maybe action. Just because I feel like in action movies, you get to travel a lot. Because then I get to see the world. Like,
Have
I
you
might
never
be getting...
seen Mamma Mia?
Yeah.
No.
That's a single spot, though. They just go to...
But it's a beautiful
Now that you
spot.
mentioned Mamma Mia, I'm definitely not choosing music.
I was like, I'm pretty sure I just heard you hated that musical.
100% action movie. What about you, Brennan?
I'd be a musical. 100%. Any day of the week. Feel free to sing and dance as much as my heart can feels like it.
That's fair. Kind of shocking considering you're blind karaoke.
I'm just bad at that.
Oh.
No, she had a couple good ones though.
No, she had some really
Yeah.
good. She
The
like
one
nailed
from
them.
Anastasia.
Yeah, that one I
She
knew.
like
That's a
perfect
good
nailed
on
right
it.
on the head.
That's a very good point. Welcome back, everybody, to this week's episode. With us, we have Brynnan, and a couple of things.
Those are things I thought of.
I was like, what? Three things about Brynnan. She is the director of a library. She is really witty. A lot of times she can pull a wit out of anything. It's
That's
impressive.
very nice.
It's
Oh, thank
very
you.
impressive. And the final thing is she hates tech talk. Not a fan of it at all. It happens a lot around her, apparently.
TikTok?
Tech.
Tech talk.
Like
Okay, I
technology
thought
talk.
you said that weird. I was like, that was weird,
Yeah,
but what is that?
It's a weird thing. It's
Yeah.
honestly, it's just when I'm with Sam and Arden, they just talk about it a lot. But I had a tech question
Talk.
the other day, and it was actually really
Okay.
nice to talk about it, and I was sad.
That we
I almost
weren't
didn't
there.
ask it but it was Anthony and Arden, so it was like 2 other tech guys.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense. For some reason, I was like, is this another app that
No,
I like?
no. Tech.
Yeah, okay.
my
Technology talk. Let's
Yeah.
lay out.
Thank
We
you.
don't need to
technology
overthink it.
talking. Let's really.
I'm just really heartbroken
Talking
over
about
the,
computers.
the TikTok ban.
That's fair.
Not.
Yeah.
Not at all. I thought it was kind of
Um,
humorous watching people's reactions.
It went down and came back. It was like the biggest.
Yeah, why is
Anyways.
it back? Oh,
How would you introduce yourself, Brynnan?
Oh, I think it's pretty good. I try and like stay away from like the library thing because that's the only thing people ever talk to me about. But that's fair. People don't know me that well.
Well,
But yeah, I don't know. I like books. I like being outside. I don't know. I think I come across as a very serious person, but I'm not serious in like any way, which is very nice. You guys picked up on that and like the jokes. That was very kind of you. I don't know. That's
pretty good description.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we are just going to dive in because before we started recording this, we found out I found out, I don't know if Sam knew, about Brynnan. And so I want to ask her, what are your thoughts about golf?
Oh, I'm starting with this. I am like morally opposed to the game of golf.
Morally opposed.
Wow.
Whoa!
On the grounds of, I don't know, ecology. I don't think that's the right word. I just
like
think
nature?
they use too much water.
Okay.
Like, it drives me nuts. I'm like, there's no reason for the grass to be that green.
Counterpoint, golf courses are the leading people in like water management.
I don't think that's true.
It is true. They use so much of it, they have to be able to like make it work.
But it's just like, I feel like in the world, when you're in like, okay, maybe it's just, and there's places like Scotland have all the golf courses you want. Like, it's green naturally, and there's water. But where there's not water, like Arizona, southern Utah, they're in serious droughts, and nothing is green except for the golf course. And it's just like the dumbest thing to me. So that's...
Wow.
Okay.
It is...
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. But golf is fun.
But it can be fun on dead grass or semi-dead grass.
No, it can't be.
I
It's
think
not
it
fun.
could.
I once played at a golf course that didn't have any grass, was gravel for their greens, and it was awful.
Well, then you're clearly not there for the sport. You're just there for the
I
aesthetic.
went and played it. It just wasn't as much fun.
But what if you had like extreme terrain golf? It's like, what if that became
They
a thing?
have that, but they have also the fairways in between the extreme golf. It's extreme because it's extremely hard to hit those spots. I don't know.
But have you played on like partially dead grass? That's like kind of brown, kind of green. Does it like make a difference?
Oh yeah. Well, it's just the fact that like the reason why it's kept so well is to be able to get a better hit on the ball itself. Because like if you're on the fairway, it's like really short grass. It's easy to hit the ball. Anything else, there's just clumps. You can't get as good a strike. Because like when you're in that dead grass, it probably means that the ground itself is like hard. And so you can't really like scoop under the ball. You like hit the ground, it's like break your arm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, anyways, I'm very passionate about it.
Same.
That's why I live so close to a golf course now. Oh man! Wow, I did not know there was a moral opposition to it, but
Yeah, no, it's really hard to drive by one.
wow.
No, it's... Yeah, I don't know. They just don't need to use as much water as they...
Okay, so if they found a way to like not use water, would you not be as opposed?
I suppose, but I don't know. They just don't need to exist. They just like tear up land and make it other land.
Kind of. But you gotta think in a lot of places golf course is the only nature that people get. Like big cities, you only get to see it at a golf course.
They have golf courses in the middle of cities.
Oh yeah.
Really?
All over the place.
I didn't know that.
We have one in the middle of our city.
It's not like in the middle of it, and it's not. I don't think it's like Logan the city.
I mean, that's true.
Logan has plenty of nature outside of golf courses.
But like New York City, they have like Central Park and then like their golf courses, and that's like it. Anyways, we can talk about a different topic
Interesting.
before it gets too heated up. Okay. What? These are all about books.
Just not everyone.
What is your favorite thing to do on a holiday when you don't have to run the library?
Like today, for example.
Today, I don't know. I just like doing whatever I want. Like, I just think it's very freeing. Or, like, I love grocery shopping, and, like, to not have, like, a time period where, like, you have to go grocery shopping, like, at 6, and you only have so much time because you have to go somewhere else. Like, just spending, like, the day in a grocery store, just taking your time. It's very pleasant, very fun.
That's something really nice.
I don't know, cleaning is fun on, like, a day when you choose to do it and you don't have to do it.
Yeah, the only time I clean is when it's, like, procrastinating something else. Which is not good when you don't have a lot to look forward to stress out about. Oh, man. That's a good thing, though. Is there any, like... I'm trying to think how to phrase it. Anything you, like, are super excited to do on a holiday? Where you're like, this holiday, I gotta do this, and it's, like, the number one thing to do.
I mean, it probably depends on the holiday.
That's
But
fair.
if it's just, like, a Monday holiday, then there wouldn't be, like, anything specific. In, like, the summer, I always go, like, on a picnic or, like, spend time, like, in the park.
That's fun.
But in the winter, it's a little harder.
Yeah, that's fair.
But,
Okay.
All right. What is the second to last book you read?
the second to last, I've been reading a book series called The Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyon, and it's like 8 books, and I'm on number 7. So second to last was number 6. So,
Wait, what's the book series about? Is it, well, what genre is it first?
Historical fiction?
Oh, okay.
It takes place in like Victorian England,
Okay.
so
Oh,
late
okay.
1800s.
Why am I not
England.
surprised?
Yeah.
Why are you not surprised?
Because these people are obsessed with Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, but that
These
is
people?
Regency England.
Yeah.
Completely
Oh,
different.
it's the same thing.
Their dress is very different.
Oh my god.
There are typewriters in this book and trains.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So
I still view it as like the same.
yeah, it's not one of my more exciting books.
So wait, what's it about? Just like life there?
It's
or-
kind of just this girl. It's like her journal, but it's all made up fiction. But yeah, she's just kind of living her life, and she just has she runs into very interesting circumstances that just make you chuckle, and just I don't know. It was really good till a while, and now I'm kind of sick of it. But it's run its course.
Oh no.
What's your rating of the series so far? If you had to give 5 stars being the most, you can give 1 star or half a star maybe.
Okay. Well, I read like the first 4 books in like 2 days, so probably like that.
Okay.
They'd get like a 4.5 stars.
Okay.
It was great, but it's really lacking. It's probably around like 3. It might end by like 2. I think she's gonna choose the guy I don't want her to choose.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's
the
just,
worst.
Ugh.
she has 3 options right now, and I just like the other 2 more. So I just lost interest in that part of the story.
Oof. What was her name? It's like Emily.
Emma M. Lyon.
Emma M. Lyon.
So I'm Emma space M space Lion.
Yes. No,
Okay.
her first name is Emma.
M.
Well, it sounded like Emma and then like Emmeline.
Oh, no. Emma
Oh.
M. Lyon. Miss
Okay.
Lyon.
Wow, my hearing and interpretation is... We are struggling today.
Yeah. Is there any fictional world you want to live in?
Ooh. I don't know. Because I don't love, like, fantasy worlds, which are probably, like, very different from, like, ours. Like, all the fiction worlds, I'm like... It'd be, like, a lot of the same world, just in, like, a different place. Different time period. But I like Earth. I think Earth is a lovely
That's a pretty good spot. I've
place
enjoyed
to
it.
live. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
What's your secret talent? Or a secret talent that you have?
I am not talented.
For example, I don't know when this episode's going to come out, but
To be a bit.
at some point in time, the listeners will have heard another secret talent, which was getting, like, not being wrong when giving directions
In a
in
crisis.
crisis.
Oh,
So that's like the talent.
That's a very niche talent.
Yeah. So there's a whole wide world to this.
I don't know, my hidden talent. I think I'm really very good at making like silly or mundane things like really fun. Or like I don't know, I can take just anything and like have a good time at it and like make it better than it would have been.
That is a talent.
Yeah.
The amount of times you like are doing something and it's just mind-numbingly awful, you gotta have that person that can make it better. So.
What's an example of like that? Like, I'm trying to think of like a mundane thing. I can give you an example. Folding laundry.
Hey. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe mundane wasn't the right word. But like folding laundry, it's fun. You turn on just music, you dance while you do it. You do it.
That's true.
I don't know. I was thinking more, I don't know, or just like, things that you might think wouldn't be fun. Like New Year's Eve, we played the Game of Life. And like, I really wanted to play that. And no one else ever did. But I was like, I know you guys will have a really great time because I will make it a really good time.
The amount of shout-outs that game has had on the side.
Oh, that's the Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pirates one? I don't know if it's Caribbean, but...
Yeah. But like that. Or like, my favorite game is like Trouble. And like, it's a very simple game. Very childish. But I've had the most fun playing it in like my life. It's a very good time.
Do you have a favorite game?
I just said Trouble.
Well, is that the like top of the leaderboard forever?
Kind of.
Wow.
It's really
Okay.
I don't know. I've seen Trouble. I don't know.
You've never played
I don't know if
Bob
I-
one?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think I've ever played it.
We'll play it
Wow.
sometime.
Okay.
That's shocking.
Yeah, that is.
I'm so sorry for you.
Okay.
You're really missing out.
Yeah, you are. We had a travel sized one.
Wow.
It was so nice. I mean, the dice barely rolled because the thing was like so small, but it was so much fun. You just like shake the whole thing to actually make the dice roll. Great for those like hour-long trips to church.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your beverage of choice?
I was about to ask that one.
Ooh.
Let's come up with a different one.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a water person. I don't drink a whole lot of things outside of water, but I've gotten really into golden milk. lately.
Golden milk?
Golden milk. It's like oat milk with turmeric in it and other spices.
Oh,
Whoa.
interesting.
It can be hot or cold, but it's very good.
What's like the flavor you would say?
Turmeric?
Okay.
I don't know.
I
That's
don't
like
know
the
what
main.
turmeric
I don't
tastes
either.
like.
It's not like sweet. You can put like maple syrup in it, but it's not like a very sweet one. It's not super savory either.
Huh.
I don't know. But yeah, no that. Or I'll drink like the poppies or like
Poppies?
poppies. Yes, Ollipops. No,
Oh,
not
Olipop?
Yeah.
That's like the soda, right?
Soda, probiotic sodas.
Yes, I've heard of it.
No,
I've heard
any of these.
Wow.
a lot of ads from some of the podcasts because I listen to like running podcasts, so they're like
Yeah,
a big-
like the healthy sodas.
yeah, and so I've
like-
heard about it and I've even seen them, but I've like never tried it. I'm not like a big soda drinker, so it doesn't like appeal to me.
Yeah, I'm not huge either, but every
But-
once in a while I do.
Are they good?
I like them, and then they feel healthy.
That was the thing.
What we
I
go for.
I think I even listened to a podcast where the like founder came on and
Oh, wow.
because they're also supposed to have like probiotics and I think like fiber, right?
Yeah.
And like people are like, but the sugar and whatever, and it's like, well, like people are already going to be drinking soda, so like replace it, and you're getting like more nutrients than like or more benefits than like if you're just drinking soda. That's cool. All right, what's your new question?
Yeah, I feel like you guys have not answered any of the questions that have been asked. It's just
Oh, I
been-
guess that's true. I forget we can also answer these questions.
Depends.
What was the last question?
The beverage of choice.
Oh, banana soda.
Ah.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I'm just not, I like bananas and like banana desserts, but like banana flavored stuff I feel like is just not like is a strong banana flavor that I don't like.
So sad. It's the best.
Water is probably my beverage of choice, but I'm not opposed to chocolate milk.
Ooh, chocolate milk is pretty good.
I have like a
good
mix of was at Winco, and it was said hot or cold, but I think it's really like hot chocolate mix, like hot cocoa. So I like put it in the bottom and like add milk and like whisk it up and then drink it real fast because it doesn't really like it's kind of clumpy, like it's gritty, so it's not like the smooth.
Do you like this? Is it?
Yeah.
Good? Okay.
I mean, it's probably, I don't know if I've had it like next to like.
describing like it's dirt in your.
Yeah, it sounds like so something like you're hurrying and drinking. It's like you can enjoy your chocolate milk, I think.
Well, yes. Well, normally when I'm having it, I like do it after, especially if I'm like it's the summer. I'll like have it after I go on like a long run. And normally I have something to go to, and so I'm in a rush to like shower and get ready. But then I'm also like I need this. I want it.
I have heard chocolate milk's like the best thing to drink after a workout.
It's so good for after workout.
And so, I mean, I probably, if I could afford chocolate milk, that makes me sound poor. I'm not poor.
Chocolate milk is expensive.
But it's like an accessory
shocking.
that like I usually like, I try to budget and follow my budget that I usually am like, I can go without. Especially because I have this mix that like makes decent.
Same, yeah.
I just have to drink it fast because it will like fall out of solution. It doesn't.
Settles back down.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, would you rather go to a party or host a party?
Ooh, probably. It depends on the party. Most of the time, probably just go to one.
Okay.
But every once in a while, I've always wanted to host like a winter solstice party or like a summer solstice party.
That would be fun.
Unique?
Or like birthday parties. Like I'm happy to like host my own like birthday party.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's coming up soon.
Yeah.
That's right.
But yeah, but sometimes it's nice to just go and hang out with people and not have to do anything to show up.
That's fair. I think how I feel on that, like I like hosting parties. I have a blast with it. I like going to parties. Biggest one is like, if I host a party, how am I going to kick people out of my house?
That's a hard one.
They stay so long. It's probably my fault because I don't really like.
You just gotta tell people.
Start shutting down. I'm just like, hey, let's just keep talking. And it's like, no, I'm like exhausted. Please leave my house. But yeah, I think that's where it falls.
That is a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was one time. This is when my first year up here in Logan. The way our house was set up, we had my sister's room on the end, the bathroom was down there in the kitchen, and then the other end of the house was a living room, a like Japanese style curtain thing, and then my bedroom.
So you had no physical.
There was no actual wall between me and the living room, and for whatever reason, I was. We had a bunch of people over hanging out, and then I had to work at like 5 a.m. the next day, and everyone's still just hanging out in the living room till like 11, 12, 1 o'clock. And they're like, oh man, maybe we should like leave and like go to Denny's. And you just hear me from my bedroom be like, yeah, you should go to Denny's.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it was not fun. So I recommend just having walls. Super good for being able to go to sleep.
Walls are essential to party hosting.
Yeah. Be able to put some distance between you and the party. Oh man. Okay. What about you? You gonna host or party it up?
I think hosting. I love going to a party, but I love like having people over. I will say here, I like hosting and like planning the stuff, like inviting the people, but I don't know if I'm always like good. I like it when people come, but then it's like I want them to like entertain themselves. I don't know, it's like for me, like I'm not always
party
like
games are like hard, or like keeping people entertained at a
or
party.
It's stressful because you want people to have fun. So you're like, I want to do this, but are they like, is everyone going to like want to do that? And then also like even especially like the first couple people who come, it's like kind of like awkward silence. And I'm not always, especially like if I'm planning, I'm probably like go. So I get to the party and I'm like, I'm exhausted and like tired, and then there's like the anxiety of like, man, I have to talk to these people, so it just like blanks my mind. So I like can't do other than like the small talk, which is terrible. So that's why I like doing it, but it's like once they get there, I like people to just kind of like take care of themselves and not like be like, okay, now we're gonna do this.
You don't want to plan the party. You don't want to host the party.
I know.
Well, like, you can come to it. I just won't be. Yeah.
It sounds like the funniest thing ever. Like Sam's just gonna like.
I don't plan your
his
party.
wedding is gonna happen. and he's just gonna be like in a building, and then he's just gonna hide in the corner as everyone like
No.
comes to the reception.
I feel like that will be easy. I'm just because I know my role and responsibility. Like it's not like I'm having to tell people what to do or like what we're doing.
I don't know. That's just how I envision your wedding's gonna be.
Like, it'll be amazing, you just won't be there.
You won't be there. Everyone will have a super great time. It'll be the best wedding ever. You just won't be present.
Also, a lot of the times, like, I'm, like, food is normally involved with something that I, like,
That's
do.
true.
And so normally,
That's
like,
a lot of
finishing
extra
stuff
work.
up.
Yeah.
And so people come in, they'd, like, talk. And so, like, and that's, like, fine with me. I'm fine to, like, make the food, bring it out, kind of, like, clean up, just, like, and then, like, come in and join the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But... yeah. I don't know.
That's fair. I was being a little harsh.
But I love going to a good party. I'm not opposed to that either. It's another close one. 51-49.
Okay, what's the difference between, like, a party and just, like, friends hanging out? Like,
Oh,
where do
that
you
is
draw
actually-
the
That is a
line?
really good... Because I feel like friends hanging out always ends up just, like, after-party type of vibes. To where it's just, like, we're just trying to find something to do. Whereas, like,
Yeah.
a party is, like, I've planned this, we're going for a certain reason.
Mhm.
And it could align with, like, after-party, like, we're just playing games. But I feel like it has to be, like, planned. I sent out sent out invitations, however you take that. I don't know. That's how I view it.
Then I probably planned less parties than I have planned after-party hangouts.
Okay.
Because most of mine... I'm trying to think. Just over a year ago, I planned, like, an ugly sweater Christmas party. At one of my friends. My friend lived locally, and her parents had, like, this barn at their place, and so we like did it in their barn. But you think a barn, it's just like a giant shed. It's
Okay.
You think like it's like
Yeah.
a barn, like on a farm. No, it was still fun. But like I planned it, I like made the cookies, got the charcuterie boards ready,
Okay.
cleaned it, and like kind of led the stuff. It's like, oh, we're gonna do that. My friend kind of helped, but like most of the times it's like, hey, I made this food. Normally how it starts.
Kind of.
Who wants
Most of yours
to
is kind
come
of...
eat my food with me?
That's very true.
I don't do it I feel like I'm back in my, like, when I was in Provo at BYU, when I lived in, like, an apartment complex, I feel like I did more of, like, hey, we're going to do this. Like,
Everyone's closer.
we're going to go to a
it's
soccer
easier.
game. Oh, we're having a game night or, like, movie night or
Yeah,
that sort of stuff. Like, it was easier to, like, everyone comes together.
that's fair. That makes a lot of sense.
What do you think is a party?
No, I think, like, a party, it would have, like, it'd be planned for, like, a specific purpose. You're doing a specific thing, celebrating a specific thing. But it is weird, because sometimes, I don't know, I think we partied probably differently than a lot of, like, the world parties.
Yeah.
Good point.
So, and I'm always just, like, curious, like, where do we, like, what is a party to us, where it probably looks like just a bunch of friends hanging out to other people?
Yeah. Good. Oof. Oh, man. Okay.
Are we ready for a deep question?
Oh, how deep. We go.
I don't know how deep. It's just, I was writing these and I thought of it, and I don't know. I'll just say
go
it.
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Edit it. I'm sorry. I talk way too much. Okay, so I'm gonna give like an example question, and then I will explain. So you don't have to answer it. So like,
Okay.
I don't know if you've been in a situation when people have like, oh, what's your favorite, like, I don't know, kind of with like, I don't know, like favorite book, but then people say like, oh, like excluding, I don't know, for us it'd probably be like the Book of Mormon, but like for other Christians, like maybe the Bible or something. Or like, who's your favorite, like who do you look up to, or like your favorite so-and-so, and you'd be like excluding the
Your
prophet.
parents, it's
Or,
weird. Okay.
yeah. So like, so my question is, why do we feel like we have to exclude these like church things?
Specifically church. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of the focus. Or like spiritual aspects when asking for favorites. And then I have some follow-up questions.
Oh, that is deep. I think like on like the surface level is I think they seem really obvious. Like if you're trying to like get deeper with people. But I think because also that was a lot of filler words. That, no, we don't want people to be like uncomfortable talking about religion, or like if you just like exclude that out of the way, then like we don't have to talk about religion. It doesn't have to get or heated about religion or like any of those things. I think there's just a lot of that comes with talking about religion with people, and so you're either trying to like shy away from that because you don't want to or for other reasons, or you want just different answers. I don't know.
I think that makes sense to me. It's pretty... Because I also feel like when you do get in those situations, people are like... It's like, oh, what's your favorite book? And people are like, oh, the Book of Mormon. And you're just like, ugh.
Or they don't feel
such...
sincere. I think sometimes they can be like the joke answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. When maybe it really isn't, but it just doesn't...
It doesn't hit right for some reason.
Yeah.
Do you feel like if they didn't exclude it, more people would, like, say those things? Or would they say, like, continue to say, like, oh, this is my favorite, like, fantasy book, like Fablehaven or whatever?
I don't know. Because I read a lot of books, but I've never been like, my favorite one's the Book of Mormon, and maybe I should more. But like, that's never what I'm thinking, so I don't know what people are thinking when they say that.
That's a good point.
But, I don't know. But I like it when people do say it. We did this thing at my library one summer, like, we had kids write their favorite book, and, like, one little girl handed her paper that said, well, my favorite book's the Book of Mormon, but I'll talk about this other book that I really like.
Oh,
and I thought that was, like, the best thing ever. And so
that's really cute.
That's good. And so I like the, like, you can say, like, yes, the Book of Mormon, and then you be like, but I have other things I like, too.
Yeah.
Like, combine it all. You can say it all.
That's a good point. I also feel like if you go more in depth in the question, and it's like, why do you like that book? Then you might be able to get like a more sincere answer.
That's where it's like, with the Book of Mormon, like, it's not my favorite book. It's something more to me than just a book.
Because it's more like a part of my life.
Mm-hmm. Or,
I feel like, it's like asking, what's your favorite shoe? And you're just like, my foot.
What's
like, it's a part of my body. It's a form of I don't know. Bad example.
Very bad example.
But like,
I get where you're going.
That semi-idea of just like, it's more than just like a book.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah. Find me a better example, people, and put it in the comments. I'm not good at those.
Okay, I like what you guys said. I have some thoughts that I'm trying to figure out. I like, Brynnan, how you... So I also am like, the Book of Mormon's not my favorite, like, book. Like, it's, for me, like, it's, like, scripture study is one of the hardest things of, like, my daily, like, routine to do, just because I, like, when I read, I want to be entertained, I want to, like, be distracted, I want it to be, like, fun. And, like, scripture study is, like, not fun for me.
Oh, see, I'm, like, the complete opposite. I'm like, this is the best part of my day. This is
And so, like, sometimes... Wow, so, like, my perspective is, like...
So many people struggle with it.
I think, like, excluding, like... I almost think, like, when I think about it, because I've, like, done it, of, like, it protects... I don't know, like, it's a way... What am I trying to say here? I don't know. Like, I feel pressure to, like, have the Book of Mormon be my favorite. Not now, but I feel like as a kid, like, with, like, teachers or leaders... Like, I had a religion professor from BYU, Idaho, who was, like, my Deacon's Quorum advisor. And that'll be very specific.
You want me to cut that out?
Maybe. Think on it. But he, like, loved the scriptures, and, like, it was his favorite book, and everyone, like, said it. But, like, for me, like, it's never been, and I think there's, like, I feel some maybe, like, guilt for, or, like, shame for, like, not having my favorite. And so using that, like, hey, we're excluding, like, that is a way, like... is a way to almost, like, remove the pressure, or to be like, oh, yeah, like, jokingly, but, like, oh, but excluding that, so that, like, I don't have to, like, be like, but that's really not my favorite book.
Yeah.
So that's like my perspective.
I think what you said about like pressure is really good with that, because then like I don't know, you like throw in the religious thing, and then people start getting like the moral hierarchy that they're trying to figure out amongst their friends, and that's just never good. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and feeling pressured with it.
Yeah, it is. But I also, like, I can never imagine, like, pressuring someone. Like, because what's your favorite book? It's such, like, a basic question. Like, it does not have to be, like, a deep one. It can be. But, like, whatever. It doesn't have to be anything more than what it is. So I'm like, I can't imagine being like, oh, it's not the Book of Mormon? How awful of you.
And, like, thinking about it, I don't, like... First of all, this question, like, doesn't, like, just go with, like, the scriptures. That's, like, the example. But, like... Yeah. And I don't feel like it's been, like, recently. I just, like, in the past, like, I've even done it just... And I was just, like, wondering, like, why, like, we do that. Like, it's not a bad thing that, like, that's your favorite. And, like, if it's not your favorite, I don't think that's, like, a bad thing either. Like, we're all, like, different at different spots.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that was my question.
That's a good one. Very thought-provoking. As a Cache Valley native,
yes.
I don't want to phrase this. What would be your travel brochure slogan for Cache Valley?
Slogan. I don't know. You should visit us, but you shouldn't stay.
I was gonna ask. I was like, are you gonna be like promoting people to actually come here and be like,
yeah, like
we're good.
Tourism's great. I don't know. I'm a county employee, so like I work with the county tourist person, and she's a lovely lady, and like I hear a lot about like the tourism in Cache Valley, and it's really good, and we need it, and it pays for a lot of stuff. So I'm like, yeah, come visit us. But it has grown so much, even just in my lifetime. Like it is insane.
Even
how
the time
different
I've
it
been
is.
here, it's gotten crazy.
And honestly, it goes back to water. We're gonna run out of water for all these people.
Water's a really big.
I am obsessed with water. Okay. We grew up in northern Utah. We don't have a lot of it.
That's very fair. Oh man, that was like a couple years ago when it was like super bad drought, and like I remember people talking about Hyde Park got like letters being like, "We're gonna turn off the water this day because there's no water."
They rely on an aquifer in Hyde Park that was like empty almost. Like they had no water.
Dang.
Or something close to that.
I have PTSD from drought, I'm pretty sure. Like, because Idaho, where I grew up in Idaho, also had drought. I don't know if it was, like, as big a deal, but it was always kind of like in the summer, it was like, okay, start adding your prayers, we need rain. Mm-hmm. And, like, not that I think as, like, a kid, and even sometimes now, like, I'm not a farmer, so, like, it's not, like, I need it. Like, it was in the background, so, like, I had, like, so it's, like, I have the, like, trauma. It's not trauma, but like the anxiety from it. But like as a kid, it was just like, oh, it's not gonna affect like me. Like that's like crazy stuff. But like now as an adult, like
you actually can
like
see
I'm
the impact.
hearing it. Like I'm hearing it, and I'm like, ooh, that's a serious issue, especially with like the Great Salt Lake and everything.
Like, see the Great Salt Lake, yeah.
And I'm like, I don't think I want to live my adult life in a drought-stricken area, so that I can eliminate that stress from my life.
Yeah, that was like. I had a friend, she grew up in Mississippi, and so she came up here, and, like, the first week, she's like, church or whatever, and then, like, prayed for rain, and she was like, why are they doing that? They're like, we pray for rain to not happen in Mississippi, like, hurricanes, everything else, and it's so funny to, like, think about that. Because, I mean, growing up in southern Colorado, we also don't have much water, so it was also a very popular thing to pray about.
There was one time I remember we had to pray for the rain to stop. Because it was like harvest time for like the hay. And like, because I think they have like 3 harvests in like their season or whatever. And it was like happening and they needed to dry. So, do remember that. But most of the time it was, can we get rain, please?
I mean, I grew up where my house is. It's in like a floodplain and it's right next to a river. And it would flood. And like, there was one year, it flooded so bad, like it's right next to a park too. Like the park was just flooded, and we blew up rafts, and we rafted in the park from like where the river flooded.
Have you ever floated that river behind your house?
I haven't. No.
Me and Mono did once, and we had fun. And so the next year I went to go do it again, and it was like a really bad year. And so it was literally
sometimes
just like
no water.
Us like scooting across the rocks, being like, we're having so much fun. Yeah, it was so sad.
What do you think got you passionate about water? Is it just like living here, or?
I honestly think it's like I live somewhere where there isn't a whole lot of water. So like anytime I see a lot of water, I'm just amazed by it. Like any river that's like wider than 3 feet, like it just blows my mind.
Makes sense about your Mississippi.
Yeah, I love the Mississippi River just because it's so big. I just never see that much water at one time. And so it just like boggles my mind. And like water, it's so important. We need it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I worry about it.
That's
I guess.
crazy. Going on in the passion, what inspired you to be a librarian?
I thought you would ask this question. So I've been like, what part of the story do I share? I didn't ever think I'd be a librarian. I wanted to be a history teacher for most of my life.
Oh.
And then, but I grew up loving reading. I love stories. I love learning. Like, education's just a big part of my life. I grew up, I don't know,
In school.
where education is just something my family values a lot. So
Gotcha.
I love to learn. It's actually like my whole personality if you dig deep enough.
We've been trying.
So I wanted to be a teacher. And I've always loved books. Then one semester in college, I just had a really bad semester. It was just horrible for several reasons. And I realized the only two things that were making me happy at that time were I was working at this library at Utah State and I was a reading tutor at an elementary school. And so just like looking back on that, I was like, I really love these two things. And I truly believe that like if you can read anything, you can learn anything. And if you learn anything, you can do anything. And so that just kind of like sparked my interest. And when I was like, I don't want to be a history teacher anymore. I don't want to be in schools, I don't think. Just the formal education, it's changed a lot. Like schools are great. I believe in public education. I really do. But it wasn't for me anymore. And so I went back to just libraries are like the exact same thing, just not formal education.
Yeah.
It's like you get to go and you get to learn for yourself, or you get to figure things out.
Explore so much more
for yourself,
of it.
where you can explore what you want. And like what I love about history, I love the way you study history. It's called like, I don't know, or like research. Like I think research is very exciting and very fun, and I loved it as when I studied history. And like that's all like librarians do too. Like we're very research based. If you look beyond just books, there's so much more that librarians do. And there's things just called like information literacy, which I just think is very exciting. And it's just all about how to like learn, how you take information, how you process it, how you, I don't know, learn and understand things. And so all of that is why I became a librarian. I just want to help people learn.
Huh. Very interesting. Because it sounds a lot like my oldest sister. She also was a history major. She kind of struggled with it too at like points. And so like as you're going into like, yeah, the library is like more into the research. Because she really liked research and she really liked that side of it. So maybe I'll suggest a future career for her.
A lot of historians, because there's not a whole lot to do with a history degree other than like teaching. So a lot of us end up in libraries, I know.
Interesting.
Several do. They're very, honestly, they're very similar.
Yeah,
So,
now that I think about it. I've never made that connection before,
Yeah,
but now it makes so much sense.
Yeah, I realized it didn't matter what I did. They were both at the root of both careers. It's like the same thing. So I was like, I'll just pick one. And I'm not happy with schools right now. So. Plus, when I graduated, I didn't know what to do with my life. So I was like, I'll go to grad school.
Smart move.
So I wasn't ready to have like a real job or figure out life. So I just went to more school.
Oh, man. So true.
All right, switching gears. Some of you probably don't know, but Brynnan is a master of puns. How do you come up with puns? Do you like just Google them? Do you come up with them just like spur of the moment?
At night.
It depends. Some of them like just come, but then I do Google a lot.
Okay.
Or if I'm in like a hurry, then Google is really helpful. But if I have time to like sit with it, then I can.
That's that research she was talking about.
But whoever said that puns are the lowest form of humor was very wrong. I think that's like the best thing ever.
There's like, I feel like an art to it of just like getting in like the right word, like the right phrase.
Yeah.
I don't really come up with puns really. I'm not a punny person. Yeah, I think it's like a talent, like a.
It is.
I think I really like words, and so like just like those play on words, I think they're very fun. So I'm like, yeah, of course.
That's awesome. With me visiting your ward this Sunday, what is advice you would have for adjusting to a new environment, getting to know new people?
And maintaining a positive attitude. I will say, Brynnan has one of the best like attitudes.
That is my real talent.
Like,
positivity.
Going to like the new ward.
That is very true.
I don't know. I believe things can be good, and you can make things good no matter your situation. And so I think going in with like positive attitude is important. Like you make the situation that you're in. So if you go in being miserable, you will be miserable. If you go in trying to be happy, you might come out miserable, but at least you tried. So advice. I mean, this is the hardest part because you really do have to put in effort wherever you are. And I think that's hard. I'm natural. I don't know. I used to be incredibly like shy and quiet. I'm still like, will never be the loudest person in the room. But I've learned to like talk, and I'm pretty good at like talking to people or getting people to talk. Like, I don't necessarily talk about myself a lot, but I can have a conversation with people and make them talk to me.
Yeah.
Another talent.
So if you're just in a new environment, you have to put forth some type of effort. I don't know. Here's one of the things that I do a lot is I will pray to like be able to reach out to people, but also pray that someone will reach out to me. Because I think it does have to be like a two-way street too. Like if you're putting in all the effort and no one is helping you to do anything or grow or be in a place, then it's not gonna ever really work. You're just gonna give and give, but you're not gonna have a whole lot return, which can be really hard or make you want to give up. But if someone is reaching out to you, like that makes all the difference. And so
that's great advice. I've never like thought about it in that way of both sides of it needing to be done.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times we pray that people will like reach out to us, or we want people to put in a lot of work for our benefit, but we also have to be willing to work for it.
Interesting. I like that. Cool.
Okay. What is your favorite Hallmark movie?
Oh, I have a lot. Christmas or non-Christmas?
Wow. Both. Non-Christmas, and then we'll do Christmas.
Okay, non-Christmas. There's one. I gotta grab my Hallmark app to tell you the title.
Oh my gosh. I forgot you had the Hallmark app.
I love that.
I think it's called Surprised by Love, but let me make sure. Christmas, there's a few. A Bride for Christmas.
That's a good one.
Window Wonderland.
I don't know any of these. I don't know if I should be proud of that or not.
You should not be proud about that. Hallmark is one of the best
Snow
things.
Bride is really good.
Ever. And people will fight me on that, but I will fight back. I love Hallmark.
I like dubbing over them. That's fun.
That is a good time. Here's the thing about Hallmark, but it also is you're gonna receive what you go into it with. So if you go into it being like, I know it's gonna be cheesy, it's gonna be silly and dumb, and if you just like embrace that, then it's so like enjoyable.
That's fair.
But if you go in like thinking you're just gonna hate it, then you're gonna hate it and not have a good time. Like I know Hallmark movies aren't like cinematically good, but I can enjoy them anyway.
And to be fair, not all Hallmark movies I feel like are created equally. Some are better than others. Some are like, okay, that was way cheesy, like that actor was not super good, but others are like, okay, that was good, or like, especially like the storylines. If it's like a unique storyline that I haven't seen before, that's like way more enjoyable. Because I also understand, like, you can pretty much predict what's happening first 5 minutes.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that's just, like, Hallmark. But, like, you just have to know that.
Yeah, and honestly, I think people watch Hallmark movies because they're comforting. Because it's like
Yes.
there's something
Yeah,
like very
that's true.
comfortable about just like the pattern that they follow. Like you're not going to be like surprised or like I don't know what the word is, but yeah, there is, and just like feel good. Sometimes you just need like feel good.
That is a really good point.
And so
Okay,
no
maybe
one's.
I should be less critical about Hallmark movies.
Yeah, you should.
I mean, you're allowed to, but I think I have very valid arguments for why they're good. I used to think I wanted to work for, like, Hallmark.
Oh,
It was a dream
wow.
of mine. I almost did an internship.
Wow.
You would have been the coolest person.
You would
I
You
know.
would
get
have done.
all
Not that
the
you're not cool.
puns
You were
into
very
them.
cool, but, like,
I know, it would have been...
you would have been like, I'd be like,
Like,
you're
I
my
know,
hero, Brynnan.
Like, for a while there, like, my dream was to be, like, I wanted to be a Hallmark movie actress.
Oh,
like,
wow.
I'm not a great actress, but I'm decent enough for Hallmark. I could do Hallmark really well.
Maybe we should film our own. That would be kind of fun. I'm down. We've got enough friends. We
I've
can
been
make
in that. We'll get back to
a... Nah,
that.
we're gonna
We're
dive
gonna start the
into that.
podcast, we're gonna start a movie company.
Movie company, Sam's Midnight Movies.
That sounds really bad. It's not Nathan.
You're right. I didn't think through that.
Sam's daytime movie.
Daytime Sam's at noon movies.
Yeah, midday movies. Oh my god. That would be so much fun though.
That could be.
We're gonna
Alright.
we're gonna put out a poll. Should we make a Hallmark movie?
One of my all-time favorite Hallmark movies, and I've seen it way too much probably, is have you seen One Winter Weekend?
Let me look it up. I probably have.
You should watch it.
Consult the list.
Oh, I have seen it.
Oh.
Okay.
It wasn't memorable enough.
No, it wasn't.
It's in a trilogy.
Oh wow.
Oh,
They
well,
have those
maybe
in
they did.
Hallmark?
They have
Yes.
gotten wild.
Yeah, they're kind of.
Oh wait, this
Oh.
is the one where she goes to like a cabin. They're skiing.
Yeah,
Okay,
and they like
this one,
book
it's not
half a
bad.
chalet.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happens.
You know, it's more common than you'd think in this one.
I know, seriously. But yeah, so it's, and then the next one is, yeah, there's two more.
Yeah,
can't
I remember now.
But
Mhm.
the first one and the second one I think are the best. The last one I'm like, it's good, but it's not my favorite. What reminded me that you loved Hallmark is that you were talking about librarians and research. And it made me think of, do you watch like Hallmark mysteries?
I have.
So have you seen like the
What?
Aurora Teagarden ones? Okay, that's what I was like.
Yeah, there are
what?
mysteries.
They're good.
They
They're
are
like-
actually. They're like almost better than
Yeah,
regular Hallmark.
they have like
movies.
suspense, and yeah, they're good. And most of them are like series, so they follow like one actor.
Oh wow.
And so they're like long.
See,
There's lots.
I've tried to like set up my life like a Hallmark movie. I chose like a cutesy like little career as a librarian.
Honestly.
Small-ish town girl, like wears a lot of cardigans. Like I've just like tried to be a Hallmark movie.
There's a Hallmark cruise. I think they just started doing.
Oh,
Would you
I've
go on a
seen
Hallmark
What?
cruise?
I don't know. I think that's a little too much.
It's
Like
not.
I like Hallmark, but I think I like it like in a slight distance.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I don't know if I am like the super fan of like the actors and
no.
actresses
I mean,
where I would
there's
want
some
to
that
be
are
like
really- yeah,
with them.
I just don't think I'd ever want. I don't
and I don't
care
know
about
what I would
actors
say.
that-
I'd be like, hey, I like your acting. But
I know. I was like, let's hang
Keep
out.
doing it.
Let's have dinner.
yeah,
But you have to act like that person the entire time.
Yeah, I don't actually like you as a person. I like your character.
Oh my god.
well, I think most of them are like decent people. Have like decent,
Yeah.
like at least. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they're not, but like Hallmark does a good job. And there's another like the Great American Family that's like a kind of a spinoff. Like they do good, like trying to keep good like family values. Like they're very
I
family
think that
centered.
it's like a Christian company.
And so,
Gotcha.
and maybe the actors aren't, but I feel like if you're acting for a company, like you're a good person. So, yeah, finish that off.
Should we start wrapping up?
Sure, yeah, takes us a minute to wrap
It takes a long time.
Any final parting words? Like, sometimes
advice.
I think I'm like going around my house and I'm like, man, I wish I had somebody to tell this to. So this is your opportunity if you have
To
anything,
tell the world
or
Yeah.
your advice or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm a big believer in the healing power of gratitude. And I just want everyone to feel like that. That taking like 2 minutes out of your day to just like be grateful or like more. And just finding that like that I don't know. It just does something to you when you choose to be grateful. Especially like in hard circumstances. Like that is like my go-to. When something hard happens, I always look for like what can I be grateful for in this situation, instead of focusing on like the horrible things. Or when you are grateful, I think that's when you can see God's hand in your life, instead of just wandering around like, I don't know. It makes you see things differently then. And I don't know. I want everyone to just be more grateful in their lives.
I think that's great. I think that's solid advice. Because it's so easy to get so self-centered on, like, stuff and, like, the stresses in your life that you really do need to take a moment to be like, no, like, I'm good. Everything I have is amazing that I have it, and I should be grateful for it. So I think that's great advice.
Amen.
Cool. Man, we just did this, and we're still...
Thank you for listening.
Yes.
If you liked this episode, we would invite you to subscribe, listening on YouTube or Spotify. Hopefully Apple Music, maybe sometime soon.
I know, we really gotta start working.
Maybe by the time this episode comes out, we'll get that out. If you've enjoyed this and have laughed, we'd invite you to share this with someone. Bring extra laughter and joy into their life. And leave a comment if you have questions for us or like something about the show, have a suggestion. On episode 8, we'll be running a poll still.
Should maybe
I don't know what it's actually on. Taylor Swift related.
Swift. Yeah.
Go look it up. Send a lot of them right now.
Yep.
And I think that's it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Dewey.